Welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us today. Just a few housekeeping announcements before I turn it over to our speakers. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions that will be going on over the course of the next several weeks, and you can view a full schedule at CACRAO.org. That's CACRAO.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be able to be viewed on demand on that same website, CACRAO.org. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters.
Thank you very, very much, man. I really appreciate that. I just want to welcome everybody today. Thank you so much for joining us. So we are from Midlands Technical College. It is in the Columbia area, for those of you that might not be familiar with the school. So today, we're going to just take a brief overview at what Midlands Tech has to offer you, learn some basic information about the schools of study, how to fill out your application, how to enroll, and then how you can get anywhere from here as far as starting at Midlands Technical College. So to begin today, I want to go ahead and introduce our recruiters around the Midlands. The first recruiter we have is from Lexington 1. You'll see the schools that are listed beside him. His name is Alex Sibley. We will be giving you the contact information for all of our counselors at the very end. So if you do have specific questions, you will know how to contact them. Next, we have me, Matthew Kerbacco. I represent Lexington Richland 5. And also Lexington 2. Next, we have Alexis Boulware. She represents Richland 1. We have Denise Donovan that represents Richland 2. We have Brandon Benjamin that represents Fairfield Central High School and Swansea High School. And then we have Alacia Jones that represents Batesburg-Leesville High School. So I want you to imagine this. Imagine that you're leaving the gym one day after a workout. You turn to walk out the door and all of a sudden you hear a big sound hit the ground behind you. You turn around and see a man lying on the floor. You run over to him, telling others to call 911. And without hesitation, you assess the situation and realize the man is having a seizure. Soon, your training and education kicks in. You're able to help stabilize the man until the paramedics get there. Why is this important? Because this is the type of education and training you can receive at Midlands Technical College. So, to start out with, let's take a little look at some of the background information from Midlands Technical College. So, we are accredited. And it's important that we're accredited because that means that our credits will transfer to other schools. You'll see that we have 6 different campuses around the Midlands area, and we do have over 150 different programs of study. So, some reasons that students usually choose Midlands Tech. The first and probably the biggest reason is the affordability. There's a lot of different scholarships. There's a lot of different grants that can actually help pay your full tuition at Midlands Technical College. We have a lot of resources available. We have small class sizes. We have that one-on-one interaction. And most importantly, we have that hands-on experience to offer to you. You'll see that we have our student support services. Like I said, we have a lot of resources. But as an adult and as a college student, it is up to you to self-identify when you need help. You'll see that we have career counseling, we have soft skills training, we have disability services, mentoring, and much, much more. But again, the resources are available for those who need it and who take advantage of it. So, some terms that you'll hear during our presentation today are as follows. The first one that I want to talk about is a credit hour. For those of you that don't know, each class in school carries a certain amount of credit hours. So normally a class carries anywhere from 3 to 4 credit hours. Next, you'll see where I have full-time and part-time student listed. Those students that normally take about 4 to 5 classes, which is about 12 to 15 credit hours, are considered full-time. If you take less than that, of course, you would be considered part-time. And then last but not least, the type of degrees that you can receive at Midlands Technical College are your diplomas and certificates, which normally are completed a lot faster. You have your associate degree, which is your 2-year degree. And then we also have a transfer track to help prepare you to transition over to a 4-year school and get your 4-year degree as if you went there all 4 years. So if you were going to take advantage of that, you would be considered a transfer student. Normally, 4-year institutions are looking for you to complete 1 to 2 years, which is anywhere from 30 to 60 credit hours. What we have is something called a bridge program. What that means is whatever program you start at Midlands Technical College, those credits will universally transfer over to the schools listed below and help complete your 4-year degree as if you went there all 4 years. Now, just because a school is not listed does not mean that our credits will not transfer to other schools. It just means with these specific 8 schools that are listed that we have a bridge agreement in place, which basically means whatever program you start in is going to be the same program that you finish in. And the little bit of difference that you might have is your schedule overall. Generally, classes are going to be offered from Monday and Wednesdays or Tuesday and Thursdays. You might have labs that might be outside of class hours, but normally, however much time you spend in class, that's the amount of time you need to spend studying out of class at the very, very minimum. And then we have a lot of different delivery options when it comes to our programs with everything going on. We now have, of course, our on-campus classes, hybrid, virtual, and our fully online classes. So the next thing we're going to do is take a look at our 8 schools of study. I'm going to turn it over to Denise Donovan and let her introduce herself. Thank you, Denise.
And thank you, Matt. My name is Denise Donovan. I'm an admissions counselor here at Midlands Technical College. I work specifically with schools in Richland School District 2. So that's Blythewood, Westwood, Spring Valley, Ridgeview, and Richland Northeast. So what we would like to do now is briefly introduce you to the 8 schools of study at Midlands Tech. And first, what do we mean by the 8 schools of study? Midlands Tech has always had programs of study, but our schools of study are really focused on the best ways to make sure that you have the most focused plan to get you to your desired career. So whether that career necessitates another degree after Midlands Tech, or you go directly into your career field upon completing your program with us. So to that end, we have 8 schools of study. We have our Advanced Manufacturing School. We have our School of Business, School of Education and Public Services, School of English and Humanities. We have our STEM School, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Healthcare, and Interdisciplinary Studies. Now, we have over 150 different academic and training programs within all of these schools that I just mentioned. So we can only give you a brief overview today, but at the bottom of this slide and then the next slide, you will see a link where you can go and explore all the different programs that we have on offer. And then if you have any questions about any of those programs, you can get in touch with any of us who are admissions counselors, and we can help you explore all your options. When you are looking at that website, you're going to see an academic certificate as well as training certificate options. And just briefly, the difference between those two, only academic programs are going to provide you college credit and are eligible for student federal financial aid, FAFSA. The training program side of the college, those programs can often be completed in a matter of weeks, a matter of months, but they aren't eligible for federal aid. There are some scholarships available, but those would be program specific, okay? So to get to our schools of study, our first school is the School of Advanced Manufacturing and Skilled Trades. So this school is going to be a great fit for students who want to earn a great living with a unique skill or trade. Maybe you don't want to spend all day 8 to 5 in an office setting. You're one of these people who are creative and you like making things, you like building things, and you especially appreciate seeing a tangible result from your effort at work at the end of the day. So you might have worked on a house, or you might have fixed a piece of equipment that wasn't working, or maybe you wrap graphics around a vehicle and you're going to see that vehicle going down the road at the end of the day. If that sounds of interest to you, this is a school that's worth looking at. Programs in this school include, but are not limited to, automotive tech, commercial graphics, mechatronics, building construction, welding, HVAC, and machine tool technology. With our School of Business, this is going to be a good fit for people who aspire to own their own business. Maybe you like keeping up with current events that evolve the economy. You enjoy managing business operations, or maybe you want to become a manager of a nonprofit organization. So within this school, you're going to find accounting, human resources, management, marketing. We've got an amazing entrepreneurship certificate that was designed by entrepreneurs within the community, the local community. Our School of Education and Public Services, this is going to be a good fit for students who are interested in helping others. You are looking to improve your community. Our education programs include early childhood, elementary, and middle level education transfer programs that are going to allow you to complete the prerequisite coursework needed to transfer into a certified teaching program at a 4-year institution. Also housed within this school is criminal justice, human services, and paralegal studies. English and humanities. This school is a great fit for students who are creative and expressive. You are reflective and analytic. You are fascinated by the past. You like asking important questions about the human experience. You want to know why. So programs within this school include history, art study, writing. Most students who are in this school are typically going to take their next step in their education and continue to a 4-year university or college. Our School of STEM. This is a great fit for students who want to transfer to a 4-year program in an engineering science, math, data science, or a computer-focused major. It's also the perfect starting place for students who are interested in transferring to a pre-professional program in medicine or veterinary science, pharmacy, or dental school. And this is also the school that is home to programs in cybersecurity, web design, and programming. Our School of Social and Behavioral Sciences. So within this school, you're going to be a good fit if you have an interest and fascination with human behavior. You want to learn how people interact with each other and the world around them, indeed, how we all impact each other. You'll also want to be interested in, most students will be interested in continuing their education after their time at MTC and these programs. So programs in this school are going to include associate's degrees in anthropology, geography, sociology, political science, and within political science, we have concentrations in American government as well as international relations, and then psychology. So that's going to include concentrations in forensics, biological psychology, and applied psychology. Onto our School of Healthcare. So this is going to be a great fit for students who are caring, committed to helping others, you're compassionate. In this school, you're going to find a broad array of opportunities. So these are going to include our clinical therapy programs, such as our physical therapy assistant and massage therapy programs, dental hygiene. We have direct patient care certificates in cardiac care, phlebotomy, EKG specialists. You can work in emergency medicine and get qualified as an EMT and a paramedic. And then finally, we have our School of Interdisciplinary Studies. So this school is a good fit for students whose career goals span more than one discipline. So it's going to serve students who need a uniquely customized educational path. And the example we like to give is someone who wants to be a science illustrator. So to be a science illustrator, you're going to have an education and a background in biology as well as art studio. So you could come here and get a concentration in both of those specific areas. So that's our 8 schools of study. Again, you can go to that link at the bottom of this page and explore all the 150 different programs and get in touch with your admissions counselor with any questions that you might have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Denise. Next, we're going to find out a little bit more about our application process, and I'm going to have Alexis Boulware introduce herself and tell you a little bit more about that. Thank you very much, Alexis.
Thanks, Matt. Good morning, everyone. My name is Alexis Boulware, and I work with all Richland 1 schools. So a lot of students want to know where they should start in regards to getting enrolled and actually being admitted to the college. And the very first thing you would need to do is complete your MTC application. You can actually access and find our application on our website, midlandstech.edu. We make it very easy for you to navigate the website, but the button is right there on the home page. So you will select Apply Now. And then from there, you'll be guided to another page where you can either sign in if you've already created an account, or you will need to create an account. So once you move to that page, you'll notice the dashboard at the top. You see My Account, you see some important information regarding application deadlines, you see the Apply Now button, and also events that pertain to admissions, getting FAFSA assistance, and everything that you need to get admitted and enrolled to the college. So what you want to do is select Apply Online. Once you've selected Apply Online, you'll come to this page that says Application Listing. You'll also want to look at the differences between starting a new MTC application and also starting a dual enrollment application. As a graduating senior, you want to select Start a New MTC application. From there, you'll see a variety of terms that you can choose from. For most graduating seniors, you'll want to select Fall 2021. So these are the different components of the application. You have your personal column where you will put in your name, your social security number, all pertinent information, your birth date. Demographics pretty much just ask for background information about you. You'll get questions about your ethnicity, and you can also put in your emergency contact information there as well. Academic background is very important. You want to notate what high school you graduated from, the years you attended from freshman to senior year. You can also put in your SAT, ACT scores if you've taken that as well. You'll also put in information if you received any college credits there also. Academic plans, that's pretty much us just letting us know rather what field of study you're interested in. And then the certification page is just information letting us know that what you provided is accurate. So once you get to that certification page, you'll scroll down to the very bottom. You'll sign with your name, put the date, and under application information, payment information, you'll select discount code. Once you select that option, you'll click Submit Application. It'll take you to another page where you can put in the waiver code. So more information and important dates. If you feel like you need a more detailed aspect of how to complete the application, you can visit MTC's how-to video using this link, or both of these links actually. And we have application days starting today all the way through November 4th with all of our school districts. So every admissions counselor that you've seen thus far, you would notice that we all have different college application days with our high schools. We also have college application nights coming up September 23rd, October 14th, and November 10th. All three of these dates, the events start from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Admissions counselors will be available and waiver codes will be provided for both the college application days and college application nights.
All right, thank you very, very much, Alexis. I really appreciate that. So next, we're going to take a look at our enrollment steps. This will basically help from the time you apply until the time you get signed up for your advisement appointment. To share that, we have Alex Sibley with us today. I will let him introduce himself and take it from here. Thank you, Alex.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Alex. I'm Lexington 1, so River Bluff, Lexington High School, White Knoll, Gilbert, Pillion. I'm going to kind of piggyback off of what Alexis was talking about when it comes to applying and enrolling in the school. So we have what's called the 10 steps to enrollment. The first 5 steps are really adamant with admissions. The next 5 come from advisement, registration, and actually getting into your courses. So I'm going to talk about the first 5 mainly here. So like Alexis was telling you guys, applying is the biggest step. That's the first step. So completing that application triggers everything else. Step 2 is financial aid. Now, financial aid is really inclusive of a lot of things. This includes FAFSA, which is loans, grants, scholarships, work study, all through the federal government. But there's also scholarships you guys can find outside of FAFSA. So this includes sources like scholarships360.com or scholarships.com. And there's plenty of other websites out there. If you guys just do a Google search for scholarships, you'll find a huge amount of resources. So after you've applied for financial aid and you've applied for Midlands Tech, you'll have an account on file with the school. So anything that you send with us will be attached to that account. And you can find that account. It's called your MyMTC account. You can open it after you apply. You'll get 2 emails. One's going to be a thank you for applying. The next one's going to include your next steps. And at the top of those emails is going to be your student ID. And that ID is going to get you through everything else with the school, including setting up this MyMTC account. So once you set up this account, you'll have access to your school email, the D2L Brightspace Learning database that we use. This is how you access your courses, course syllabus, how you can find your teacher contact information. It's all in there. So once you've got that set up, you'll be able to kind of keep track of where you are through the admissions process. Step 4 and 5 kind of work together here. So step 4 would be sending transcripts from any previous institutions, colleges, universities, and high schools. So if you are transferring from another college to Midlands Tech, that college will have a transcript with their grades on it. You'll want to send that to us so we can evaluate it, see how you did there, see if we can admit you based off the grades you had at that school and the courses you completed there, or if you need to complete a placement test. And the placement test, it's a reading section and a math section, and you take it as needed. So if we're trying to admit you or place you into an English course, you take the reading section. If we've admitted you, but you don't have any math credits, we'll have you take the math section. If you are a high school graduate within the last 3 years, we're going to use your high school transcript and your GPA. We're going to review that to admit you. So what we're going to look for on your high school transcript is a GPA of at least a 2.25. Now we have multiple tiers of admittance, meaning a GPA of 2.25 is going to admit you, but it's going to place you into a developmental English course. A GPA of 2.5 or 2.75 is going to admit you and place you into, again, a developmental course or English 101 with a developmental course attached to it. A 3.0 is what admits you and places you directly into English 101. And when it comes to math, we're looking for a 3.0 and a 4th level math grade of 85 or higher. And a 4th level math is discrete mathematics, prob and stats, algebra 3, pre-calc. The list kind of does go on, and it can be reviewed on an individual basis from there. We're also going to take SAT, ACT, and GED scores. So all of those are based on a multiple measure. So if you've got a 3.0 and you did really good on the ACT math or SAT math, and we accept that score, well, then you don't have to take the math placement test. If you did really, really good on the EBRW or the English section of the ACT, SAT, we'll admit you based off of that. And if you did really good on a 4th level math, we'll use that for your math course. So we can kind of mix and match here to find the best way for you to be admitted and placed into your courses. Then on top of that, I'd like to just cover a few dates with you guys. We have our college application month coming up. Starts at the end of September. It actually starts today. This week is we have Tuesday, today and tomorrow for AC Flora, but then the rest of our schools in Lexington, Richland are going to be in October. So a few dates to recognize for that. The 7th, 14th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, all the way to the 28th of October, you're going to have that. So make sure you reach out to your guidance counselor or you're checking your school emails, calendars. I'm sure they're contacting you guys about this information, the dates and the times that involved. If you have questions about those dates or if you want to know when your schools is coming up, I have the list right here, so feel free to pop it in the question box and we'll answer that for you. Now, in regards to summarizing the first 5 steps, I'm just going to go ahead and go over it real quick one more time with you guys. It's applying, completing financial aid, it's opening your MyMTC account, sending in transcripts, and possibly taking that placement test. Once you've completed all of that, you'll be in the advisement and registration process, which means you'll be picking out your courses, registering for your courses, paying for your courses, and then actually taking those courses. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alex. I appreciate that overview. So before we take any questions, I do want to give you our contact information. Please, if you have your phone available, take a picture of this, write it down, however you need to retain this information. You will see at the very top, that is our general email. So for all admissions questions that are not specific to your school, that is where you would contact admissions. Specifically, again, just to go over our recruiters, myself, Matt Krabako, you'll see my email, you'll see my phone number. That is my direct line. So every phone number listed is the recruiter's direct line. We have Alexis Bolware, that's Richland 1, Alex Sibley, Lexington 1, Brandon Benjamin, Lexington 4 and Fairfield Central High School, Denise Donovan, Richland 2, Alacia Jones, Lexington 3. So again, if you need to contact us, please reach out to us. We want to hear from you. We want to answer your questions. If it is a matter of you trying to decide between programs and you want to find some more information, our professors, our department heads, they want you to be in their program. They want you, they want to talk to you. So please do not be shy. Don't hesitate to ask questions. That's absolutely what we're here for. Again, at the very beginning, I said you can get anywhere from here. The reason that we stand behind that is because literally you can go anywhere by starting at Midlands Tech. You can complete your general education classes and you can pretty much transfer those where needed to complete your program, whatever it may be in the future. So at this time, I'm just going to open it up to questions. You'll also see that we have our discount code listed. It is CAM 2020. So CAM 2020. Did we have any questions from my team?
Yes, Matt, we do have some questions. So the first question we have is, do I have to apply to the college if I'm interested in one of the training courses? So they're talking about the corporate and continuing education classes.
Good question. So let me kind of back up. So everything that you've heard today is considered on our academic side. That is where you have your academic certificates, diplomas, and your associate degrees. We have something called corporate and continuing education. That is our training side of school. Some people refer to this as quick jobs. What this is this is where you might go to get a quick certification. Your employer might send you there to get a certification, to get an advancement, a promotion, whatever it may be. Or it might be that you just want some enrichment. You want to learn how to cake decorate or learn how to ride a motorcycle. So to answer your question, no, you would not have to formally apply. You would literally just need to call our corporate and continuing education. And as long as you meet any kind of requirements needed, you'll sign up for that class and you'll be set and ready to begin.
All right, are you ready for our second question? What scholarships are available at MTC, and can I still be awarded a life scholarship at your school?
Good question. So I'm not going to go over the specifics to all the names of the scholarships and grants that we have. When you fill out your FAFSA, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be applying for financial aid, but you're also applying for any internal scholarships or grants that we might have available as well. If you finish with a 3.0 GPA at a high school, then you're going to receive the life scholarship. That's a big deal because the life scholarship's pretty much going to cover your full tuition here at Midlands Tech. You still will pay out of pocket for your books, for your student fees, but pretty much your full tuition is going to be waived from that life scholarship.
We have some questions about the placement test again and how you were able to exempt the placement test.
Perfect. So let me kind of back up. The placement test, first of all, is called the AccuPlacer. Why that's important is because the technical schools in the state of South Carolina use the AccuPlacer to test students or admit students into their schools. There is exemption criteria available for all technical schools. However, they might vary from school to school. So for us, what we're looking for is a 2.25 GPA or higher. That'll get you admitted. You can go ahead and send your transcripts to us now if you have a 2.25 GPA or higher, and we can get you admitted. However, I don't want you to stop there. Normally, we're looking for a 3.0 GPA or higher. Reason being is because that will place you into college level English, English 101, which is important because that is transferable English. Any English below that is remedial English, which is still helpful to build your skills and make better grades, but unfortunately those classes do not transfer out. If you do not have a 3.0 GPA or higher, you can also exempt from your SAT scores, or you can exempt other ways as well. But really your GPA 3.0 is what we're looking for if you don't meet the SAT, or what I was going to say is if you didn't have any college credit, but most of you probably do not have college credit, unless you do have dual enrollment credit, which of course would get you admitted on that as well.
All right, do I have to complete an entire associate's degree before transferring to a four-year college or university?
So at Midlands Tech, you do not. You do not need to complete your full associate degree. Of course, you can take advantage of that. Midlands Tech just recently went through some changes, so we do have our different specific schools of study. So if it is math that you're trying to transfer, or biology, or you're trying to be a lawyer, or a psychologist, there is specific transfer tracks for you now according to what school you fall under. However, that does not mean that you have to complete that associate's degree to transfer over. Normally, the schools are looking for about 30 credit hours or more, and they generally are going to value those classes off of your GPA here at the school. So they won't look much at your high school GPA, they'll look more at your college GPA. Not that both aren't important, but just to kind of let you know.
What if I don't know what I want to major in?
All right, I'm glad somebody asked that. Guys, that's what our job is. We want to sit down with you. We want to talk about your interest. One of the number one questions that I always ask is what you wanted to be when you're a little kid, okay? Reason I ask is because some kids might say a lawyer, other kids might say a unicorn. But the big thing, and the reason that I say this, is follow what your interests are. I know your interests are going to change from when you're a little kid to when you're an adult, but you also want to find value in the program that you choose. You don't want to get bored with it. You don't want to discredit it. So do find something, of course, that you love and that you can make money at. But, you know, overall, that is what we're here for. Please contact us. We will be coming to your schools eventually, hopefully, once everything settles down. But we're always here to chat over the phone, over email. We can Zoom in. And of course, we can have a meeting with you and your school counselor as well.
And that's all the questions we have, Matt.
All right. So I'm going to ask or tell a couple of our most popular questions that I normally get, and then we will conclude on the day. So a lot of times I'm asked what our most popular program is. We don't have necessarily a specific one, but our school is known for nursing and our transfer tracks. Nursing is a very good program. It is a program that you can complete in full. You can take the exam, get certified, and go straight into the workforce. However, a lot of students also think of health, or they think of nursing when they think of healthcare. Know that we have a lot of different options available. So if you don't like working with blood and guts, we still have, you know, programs for you that you can get into the healthcare system. You know, we have respiratory care, we have dental hygiene. So there's a lot of healthcare that we have where you're still making an impact in people's lives, but at the same time, you're not going into nursing. Nursing is definitely one of our hardest programs that we have, but it is also one of our best programs that we have. Denise went over the 8 schools of study. There's good programs in each and every one. And of course, by having that transfer track, that normally helps to narrow down some options and some classes that you're going to take. So I know that's one question that we normally get. But one thing that I always like to say is if you're good with working with your hands, I strongly, strongly want you to consider the advanced manufacturing world. That's something that once you have a welding skill, HVAC, building construction, nobody can ever take that skill away from you. You can always go back to school and get your accounting degree. You can always go back to school and go into nursing school. And of course, you can always go back and get a trade, but once you start out with that trade, that skill, nobody's going to take that away from you. The only other thing is I always get that advanced manufacturing is more of a secondary career. That's 100% not true. There's a lot of money. And let me say that again, there's a lot of money to be made in advanced manufacturing, and there's more jobs available in advanced manufacturing than ever before. It's one of the fastest growing industries that we have in our world today. So again, if you are good with working with your hands, please, please consider one of our advanced manufacturing classes. How long is the nursing school? I get a lot. Nursing is going to be more than just your 2 years. You are going to have clinicals where you actually go into the hospitals. So we don't want you leaving Midlands Tech not knowing what you're doing. We want to make sure to test you and to prepare you as much as possible, because if you're like me, and if I was in the hospital, I like to know that my nurse went through a very hard track to get there and not a very easy track. Do we visit the schools? So each of your recruiters, normally we would come out probably 2 or 3 times a month, be at your lunch meetings or SAT prep classes or whatever it may be. This is where I'm going to need your help. I need you to spread the word to your friends. I need you to tell them about Midlands Tech. Please give them our contact information. I can't be successful without you. You are my most important part of my role, my job, anything that I have. Tell them about the different days we have coming up. Invite your friends to the virtual meetings. We will be at your school soon enough. If it is something that we can work out coming to your school and we're allowed to do so, we will come sit face to face with you. The big thing that I want everybody to take away from our presentation today is that we're here to help. We're here to help answer questions. We're here to help find answers maybe to FAFSA, advisement, whatever it may be. We don't know the answer to everything, but we know how to connect the dots. So please, please just make sure to reach out to us, ask us questions. I really appreciate your time today. Maybe if my team could go ahead and just turn your videos on so we can all show our faces one more time, and we'll just part ways with everybody. Again, guys, please reach out to us. We have Matt, Denise, Alex, and Alexis. And then we also have Alacia Jones and Brandon Benjamin that are not with us today, but they are definitely here to help. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very, very much, and everybody have a wonderful day.
Thank you, presenters. We appreciate you all joining us today. And when you close this window, attendees, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We appreciate any feedback that you can share with us. Also, this was just one of many sessions that will be going on for the next several weeks. So please visit the full schedule at CACRAO.org. That's CACRAO.org. In about a week's time, this presentation will be available to view on demand at that same website, CACRAO.org. Thanks again for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your day.